Hello children, let's start with chapter number 14, factorization. A number or an algebraic expression which divides another number or another algebraic expression completely is called a factor. Completely, when we say, it means there should be no remainder. Therefore, the process of writing an algebraic expression as the product of two or more expressions is called factorization. In this chapter, we'll be learning different methods of factorization such as common factor method, grouping method, using identity a square minus b square, splitting the middle term method. Let's start with the first one, that is common factor method. So in common factor method, we find the HCF of the numbers. So let's see this. We'll go through only the examples. So for example, we have a question 7a square minus 35ab. We can do it in a shortcut or a long cut method. First, this is the little longer one, but quite easy. We write the first number and then we write the second number. We find the factors of the numbers and we open up the powers of the literal. So 35 can be written as 5 into 7 and a into b. Then we check out what is common in both the numbers, like 7 and 7 is common. We take one 7 common, and a is common. We take one a common. After taking common, whatever is left out will be put in a bracket. From the first number, we have only a left, and there was a negative sign in the question, so we put minus. And from the second number, we have 5b, so we write 5b and bracket closed. Now, for the direct number, like for the other method, you have to find the HCF of both the numbers and taking that HCF, and for the literals, we'll take the lowest power of the common literal. So HCF of the numbers is 7 and the lowest power of the literal is a, and then each term is divided by the common number, common factor which is taken, and the rest will be the result. Let's check one more example. Now we have 13a4 b6 plus 26a6 b4 minus 39a square b square. We take the first number, the second one, the third one. We open up the powers of the numbers and then we see what is common in all the numbers. We have 13 common, we have a, we have b and b common. After that 13, and a is twice, so we have a with the power 2. B is twice, so we have b with the power 2. And now whatever is left will be put in a bracket. Like in the first term we have a 2 times, so it's a power 2. B 4 times, so it's b power 4. Then putting the sign of the question. In the second number we have 2. A is 4 times, a power 4. B is 2 times, so it's b power 2. Minus, in the third number we have only 3 left, so it's minus 3. So if there are two common numbers, like suppose when we are taking the numbers common, there are two common numbers, we multiply them, and if there is no term left after taking common, we always write 1. Now we come to the second method, which is called grouping method. If there are even number of terms and there is nothing common in all the terms, we follow the grouping method. Now how do we do it? We make the group of the numbers which have common factors, and then we factorize each group separately by using the common factor method. We'll again go through the examples like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we suppose I make the group of two numbers. First group we have 2 and x square common. Then what is left is x minus 2. In the second number we have 3 common. So 3x divided by 3 is x, plus minus minus. 6 divided by 3 is 2. In the third number we have 2 and the literal is y common. Now minus 2xy divided by 2y is x, and plus 4y divided by minus 2y is 2. X minus 2, x minus 2, x minus 2. This is common in all the three terms. It's taken common, and now what is left? One number, second number and third number. This will be put in another bracket. Now after taking it common, like in another bracket, we have to see if there is still something left common. We'll again further factorize it. Let's check one more example. x3 plus x square plus x plus 1, again group of these two and these two. Here we have x2 common, bracket start, x3 divided by x2 is x, plus x2 divided by x2 is 1. Now there is nothing common, so we'll take 1, and we have to take a sign also, that's plus 1. X plus 1 divided by 1 is x plus 1. X plus 1 and x plus 1 is common, and x square plus 1 will be put in another bracket. Now that's the second method. Now, the third method, the third type of factorization is using the identity a square minus b square. Now, what does it mean? It means there are two numbers in square form. So, the result will be the first number plus the second number, the first number minus the second number, that is a plus b, a minus b. Now, suppose we have x square minus 25. First of all, you have to mention which identity you are using. Now, x square is the square of x and 25 is the square of 5. So, the value of a here, if you want, you can write it separately also, that the value of a is x and the value of b is 5, and directly we put it in the result, that is a plus b and a minus b. Now suppose we have a question where we have brackets like 36 x minus y whole square minus z square. Now from here to here is one term and this is the second term. This is also a square and the second one is also a square. So again, the first thing is mentioning the identity. Now 36 is the square of 6 and x minus y whole square is square of x minus y. That's the value of a. The value of b will be z. Now a plus b and a minus b. So 6x minus 2y in a bracket plus z, 6x minus y minus z. If you want to solve it further, you can write it as 6x minus 6y plus z. But if you write it till here, then also it's fine. Now, if there is a fractional number, like this is 6 4 by 9 whole square minus 3 1 by 9 whole square. Again, first of all, changing the mixed to improper and then mentioning the identity. So, first number plus the second number, first number minus the second number. 86 upon 9 into 30 upon 9, we get 860 upon 27. Now, as we cannot reduce it further, changing it to a mixed fraction. Now, we have numbers, whole numbers or decimal numbers. It will be done in the same way. Now, let's check one decimal number. Again, first of all, mentioning the identity, the value of a will be 0.8 and the value of b will be 0.2. A plus b, a minus b, adding it up, it gives 1.0 and subtracting it gives 0.6. Now, any number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. Now, we come to the next method of factorization, which is called splitting the middle term method. Now, basically here, the question will be given in a trinomial form, that is x square plus bx plus 6 power 2 power 1 and the constant term. We always find the product of the outer terms. Let's check one example and see how we have to do it. Now, suppose we have a question x square plus 3x plus 2. The product of the outer term. First, make sure your terms are in order. Power 2, power 1 and the constant term. So, multiply the outer terms. That gives you plus 2x square. Then find out its factors. Now, we have to find out the factors of the numbers. Factors of 2 are 1 multiplied by 2. And now, after that, by adding or subtracting, we should get the center number as the answer. So 1 plus 2 will give me 3. That's fine. Now for the sign, as the result has a plus sign, it means both the numbers will be either plus or minus. Check the middle number sign, middle number is plus. That means both the numbers will be plus. So that's the correct combination. X square plus 1x plus 2x plus 2. Now again, after splitting the middle term, we have to again go for grouping and common factors. So we make the group common factor and the result is x plus 1, x plus 2. Now we'll see few more questions. These are the examples. Now again, first of all, check the question is given in a proper order. Product of the outer two terms, x square and 18. Yes, it's 18x square. Now finding the factors of 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Now choosing the best combination. Now adding and subtracting should give us 11. So 1 plus 18 gives 19 and 18 minus 1 gives 17. No. 3 plus 6 gives 9 and 6 minus 3 gives 3. No. But 2 plus 9 gives us 11. So yes, this is the correct combination. Now coming for the sign, as the result has plus sign, so both the numbers have to be either plus or minus. Checking the middle number sign, it's plus, which means both the numbers will be plus. Writing them down, and when you write the numbers, you have to write the literal also, which is there with the middle term. So x square plus 2x plus 9x plus 18, again grouping. And then following the common factor method, the result is x plus 2 and x plus 9. One more example. Multiplying the outer terms, it's 6. Finding out the factors of 6, 1, 6, 2, 3. Adding, subtracting should give you 7. So 1 plus 6 gives 7. So taking the first combination. Now checking the sign. The sign of this 6x square is plus. Because this is plus is plus. So it means both the numbers will be either plus or minus. Then check the middle number sign. Middle number is minus. It means both the numbers have to be minus. x square minus 1x minus 6x plus 6. Now taking common x minus 1, taking common 6, x minus 1, and then x minus 1 and x minus 6. Now here multiplying the outer terms, it's minus 10x square. Then the factors of 10, 1, 10 and 2, 5. Adding, subtracting should give us 3. So the combination is 2 and 5. Now for the sign, the result has a minus sign, which means one number has to be plus and the other one has to be minus. Checking the middle number sign. Whatever is the sign of the middle number, the bigger number will be with that sign. So 5 will be plus and 2 will be minus. Again making the groups and choosing one from the group, and the result is x minus 2, x plus 5. Now the product of the outer terms, minus 105. We can write y square or we can leave that also because it's understood. Then finding out the factors of 105, 1 and 105, 3 and 35, 5 and 21, 7 and 15. Now we want adding, subtracting gives us 16. The combination is 5 and 21. When we add, we get 16. Now the sign with the result is minus. It means one number will be plus, other will be minus. Checking the middle number sign, middle number is minus. It means the bigger will be minus and the smaller will be plus. And then putting them down, grouping them, and then finding common factor. Result is y plus 5 and y minus 21. Checking one more example. Now if we have question in this form, 3x plus 3y whole square minus 4x plus 3y minus 4. Now here there is nothing common in first, second and third. So what we'll do, we'll take x plus 3y as any literal and then in place replacing it by that particular literal. Then again following the same method that we have done. And we get the result 3a plus 2 and a minus 2. Now this is not the final answer because a was not given. We had taken something as a. Now putting back the value of a. So wherever there is a, we'll put the value that is x plus 3y. And then if you want to stop here as your answer, you can stop it here. But if you want to open up the bracket, you can open it there. So with this 14.4 finishes.